see, recording now. All right, can all of you hear me? Okay, my name is Hiren Trada. I'm a professor in the electrical engineering department. I've been here since September 2018. I've not been here for the last 20 months. I arrived in the US as a graduate student in August of 2000. I earned my master's and PhD in Kentucky, far world away from California. Louisville, Kentucky, University of Louisville. If you follow basketball or football, you would have heard all the scandals that have gone down. Anyway, big fan of Lamar Jackson. I've seen him in person, and so I follow the Ravens a lot too now. Anyway, so I was here initially on a student visa. Then I was been working as a researcher, scientist visa, postdoc at UCSB. And then September 2018, I applied and was selected for this position here at Cal Poly. I've been here ever since. And then COVID hit, and I had to transfer to a new visa. And because of COVID, it took a very long time. And so I had to go back, and I just returned after nearly 20 months. Last time I was here at Cal Poly was winter of 2022. This is the beginning of winter 24. So again, 1 quarter shy of 2 years. I arrived at 1 a.m. on 30th, still living out of suitcases in a motel room, hence the clothes that you see me wear. Everything that I own is in a storage. It's a huge storage, so it's all the way in the back. I don't even know what's located where. So I have to wait for another 2 weeks until my apartment gets ready. Anyway, that's that's what's been going on. I use classroom technology. I've taught in the classroom next door, 125. And I assumed that this classroom also had the exact same system, which it does, but there is a slight issue with screen duplication. Typically, I have a writing tablet here, which is connected to the system, and that is duplicated on the projector. Right now, everything is being duplicated. I don't know why. I have to figure that out. That's what I was trying to call, Cal Poly ITS services. But apparently the call went to India. Has everybody gone online, checked out the course website? Okay. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of information. It's a site that you may have not seen before, or a similar site you may not have seen before. It'll work fine on your mobile devices, like a smartphone or a tablet, but the actual front page of the course website, the Canvas website, will not be visible on a mobile phone. So there is a link. Let me bring it up. Share. So if you go into announcements on the left, and it says front page link for mobile devices and easy access. If you click this link, it's going to take you to the front page, even if you are on your mobile devices. Okay. So that's the home page. There are links on the front right here. The important ones are syllabus, class schedule, course information. The class schedule and the course information is a tab inside the syllabus. I just put it on the front page, so it's easy access again. But if you open up syllabus on your mobile phones, which is right here, you can see course information and class schedule. Okay. There are lecture videos, class notebook, quizzes. We'll talk about all of that. Let's see. Let me close. Let's see. All right, let's start with the syllabus right here. Meet your instructor. Again, I talked about myself a little bit in brief. One student in the previous class asked me how did I get into electrical engineering? The answer is I don't know, but I do know when. It was 1992. So I've been doing this for more than 30 years. So my undergraduate degrees, I had two. I had a technical diploma and a Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. So that was my specialization in undergrad. Then I came to the US for graduate studies, and I specialized in microchip semiconductor fabrication, which is a big deal now, right? So we always knew how important that is, but until COVID hit, and we ran into these, delays for chips, microchips. It was not in the forefront. Now everybody's talking about chip manufacturing, Cal Poly actually has a semiconductor clean room facility. Does anyone know where that is? It's engineering 3. So clean room is basically a facility that is actually clean. It's devoid of all air particles, simply because when you work with microchips, the size of minor dust particles, small dust particles, are like huge boulders. So if you're working and trying to lay down electrical tracks on a microchip, a dust particle that you can't even see with our eyes will be like a huge boulder, and your microchip will not work. So anyway, if you have the time, go into that building, check out the clean room facility that we have. Dr. Hans Meyer from Mechanical Engineering, he is the clean room director, and Ben Hawkins, he is a dual faculty appointment in BMed and Electrical Engineering. He's the assistant director of the facility. And in winter, that course is taught once a year. That's during winter. So it's BMed 435 and 434. 434 is the theory lecture. 435 is when you actually go into the clean room and you build your own microchip. So something to think about. Anyway, so that's my specialization. I've been doing that for 20 years. I've been doing that microchip fabrication stuff for 20 years. So I've taught classes where we actually teach students how to take a silicon wafer, how to build on it step by step, and create your own microchip devices. All right, communication and office hours. Canvas is the easiest way to get in touch with me. You simply go into Canvas, take your, go into your class, which is 20103, your section 03, right? 10 a.m. Oh, let me go back to the front page for a second. So this Canvas site is a merged shell of 3 Canvas sites, E201, 02, 03, and 04. Just because of the way Canvas is set up or developed, we have no control over it. Even Cal Poly does not have any control over it. You will see E20102 and not 03. So this is a merged shell, and because I merged it for 02, it works for all 3 of them, but you will only see 02 at the beginning. But again, do not get confused. This is for all students, all of my students, 02, 03, and 04. Zoom passcodes on there. I'll talk about that a little bit again. So Canvas inbox, you go into your course, simply send me a message from there. I'm not a millennial, but I'm still have my smartphone attached to my hip. It'll ping me wherever I am. If I'm free and available, I'd be able to answer to your responses, very, very quickly. If you send me an email, my email is htrada@calpoly.edu, Hiren Trada, so htrada. If you do send me an email, a couple of things to keep in mind, and this is true whether you're contacting me or any other professor or any of the faculty, any of the staff at Cal Poly. Non-Cal Poly emails sometimes get sent to the spam filter, okay? So even if you have used your personal IDs previously, Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, Outlook, I still use Hotmail. I have one of my email IDs for Hotmail. Anyway, so if you use those, and if you have successfully communicated with a faculty or staff member of Cal Poly, sometimes a word or an attachment might send it to spam. So if you don't hear back, send an email from your official ID. A more important reason to use your official Cal Poly ID is that we cannot divulge personal information about a student to their non-verified email address. Otherwise, anyone can take your name, your first name, last name, create an email and says, hey, professor, this is John. Oh, and I wanted to know my grade in this quiz or in this homework, in this class. Can you do this for me? Or I would like to drop out of the class. And say, it's not you, it's somebody else just messing with you or messing with your life. So again, do not use your personal email. If you want any information from me or any faculty or any staff member, use your official Cal Poly ID. Okay, that's the reason why you should do that. But easiest again is just send it through Canvas and let me know it's coming through the verified system. If you do use an email, you don't need to write anything in the subject line except 20103. That's it. If you do use an email, just put 20103 in the subject line. Do not use anything else. And then I can just read the email and I can answer your questions promptly. It's a small thing, but it saves me a lot of time. My office is in Engineering East, room 131, which is, as some professors like to say, is the geographic center of the Cal Poly campus. Is this building in the shape of an E? We are right here, agricultural building, right below the cursor mark. My office is right here. It's in this corner of the E building. And I'm in transition right now. The room that I am in is a big lab space. And I have an office space at one end of that room. And I'll be shifting, whether it's in the next few weeks or at the end of this quarter, I'll be shifting to a different room. So again, when that happens, I'll let you know. But for now, I'm in Engineering East, room 131. And then the next room that I'm going to be in is probably 117, which is going to be right here. Same building, but different room. So it's easy to get in touch with me. My office is always open. It's a safe space and a safe place for all students. Doesn't matter, irrespective of gender, irrespective of race, religion, doesn't really matter. Okay. You can come by and say hello to me anytime you want. If you're passing by and say hi, absolutely. Just come on in. The door is always open if I'm in. Here's my schedule. It's a little packed towards the front end of the week. And here, right below, it shows the places and the locations where I'm going to be. So if there's an emergency, or if you need to see me, you can come by, even if I'm teaching a lab. Sometimes when you're teaching a lab, you have a few minutes of time while the students are working at their stations. I can still meet students separately. So if you want to do that, that's also fine with me. Okay, I'm always available to students. The office hours listed on here simply guarantee my availability in my office. Okay, I'm also available outside of office hours. So the olive green shades that you see on Thursday and at these time slots, you can still come and see me in my office. The only thing, it's not guaranteed. I might be in a lab, I might be in a meeting, I might be away from my desk. Let's say Thursday, 11 o'clock, works for you and you want to come see me in my office, just send me an email, just send me a message, confirm that I'm available to meet, and I'll just respond yes or no. Sounds good? All right. So the office hours listed here, I'm guaranteed to be in the office. Other times, simply send me an email. If it's a small question, you can even come by where it says, where it shows as red. That's also fine. I'm also available via Zoom. So if you are off campus and you need to ask me a question, you send me an email. We'll just, if I'm free and available, we just hop on right there. So Zoom, I do not log onto Zoom during office hours. Okay. You can meet via Zoom during office hours, but you need to confirm with me first. But confirm is just send me a message and I say, hey, yeah, okay, I'll jump onto Zoom right now. Okay. But I will not log on because Zoom will automatically kick me off after like 40 minutes. And if it's in the background, I won't even be able to know that somebody is in the Zoom office meeting. So again, during official office hours or otherwise, if you need to see me via Zoom, whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday, if I'm free and available on a Saturday, I'll meet you via Zoom. All right, any questions? Okay. All right, so that is office hours. What is next? Course information. I'll make sure you're still there and meeting still being recorded. Okay. Course description. This is again straight from the catalog. This course is not designed by EE. Okay, this course is designed by your departments. Your departments tell the EE departments, hey, this is what we need you to teach our students. So the entire syllabus, everything is designed by your departments. They tell us what, we need to teach you. So again, The first half of the course deals with DC circuits, DC analysis, where you'll learn analysis methods, theoretical methods. The first few weeks would be kind of an overlap with your physics 133. So you'll learn about basics of resistors, series parallel circuits, voltage, current. Everybody has taken physics 133, right? Prereq. And so you would learn about resistors, resistive circuit analysis, a little bit of capacitors, as well as inductors. Right. And so we'll go over all of that, and we'll also delve a little bit deeper into, into the electrical circuitry. This is a multimodal, multi-level course. When I say multimodal, I'm teaching in person, live. It's also being broadcast live on Zoom, and the lecture is also being recorded. So you can attend class in person, you can attend class online, or if you don't want to do either of those, you can simply watch the recorded video, which is fine. Students are free to choose what works best for them. I do not take attendance. If you don't want to come in person, that's fine. If you want to attend online, that's fine. You do not have to notify me. Right? You do not have to seek my permission to go online. So you might attend like Monday and Wednesday, you might be in person in class. Friday morning, if you feel like you don't want to come in, attend online, that's fine. You don't have to send me an email. You don't have to seek my permission. Sounds good? Right? Even if you don't watch the online, so even if you don't attend online, you would say, hey, I was up working late doing homework on Thursday night. I can't wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll just watch the recorded video later on. That's fine. Okay, I do not take attendance. You are all adults. You are in charge of your own education. And so, again, this is the flexibility that I offer. You are free to choose what works best for you. Let's see what else. Class notebook. Again, there are some issues with technology, as I just mentioned previously. I use a writing tablet here, and the tablet's not installed on this computer right now. So IT administers everything, so it's all centrally located. I have to call somebody to come in, and they would enter their admin password to actually do all of that. And so I'm going to do that after we're done at 12 o'clock today. What was I saying? Oh, writing tablet, yes. So class notebook. How many of you have used Microsoft's OneNote? Right, quite a few of you, right? It's a very powerful piece of software, especially if you're a student. You can keep track of every different class throughout your entire 4 years of education. If you've not used it before, I would strongly recommend that you do so. And one of the reasons is, I know I said all students are required to install this. It's a free software. What I do is I've uploaded all the slides that I have. They're also available on Canvas. You are free to print it out, make handwritten notes. You can use a tablet and stylus to take handwritten notes on those PDFs. What I do is I have installed the slides on OneNote, then I open up OneNote during class, and I annotate on the slides while I'm talking about it. The writing tablet is duplicated on screen here, and the screen is shared via Zoom. So you'd be able to see what I'm doing in writing. Now, the class notebook is a feature where when you open it up and you sign in and you link your accounts, whatever I write at my end automatically appears at your end. Okay, so my in-class annotations will automatically appear on, on your OneNote. So as far as I know, students are not able to write directly on top of those slides, but you can have an extra notebook in there and you can just make your own notes on the side. So again, if you've checked out the slides page, all the slides are already uploaded. If you have not installed OneNote, I would strongly recommend that you do so, and you'd be able to see, my annotations in real time. Let's see, slides from the front page are right here. So all slides are already uploaded. You can download them. Again, they are PDFs. You can download them in tablet, stylus, print it out, use them however you wish. Okay. So you have the material in multiple different ways. All right, let's see, class notebook. Lecture videos, all lecture meetings are recorded. They're posted online for learning. You can attend class. If you wish, you can attend the 9 a.m. class. You can attend the 11 a.m. class. Not every week, just because there are physical seat limitations. But if you wish to attend, let's say you are leaving, you have like you can't attend class at 10 o'clock, but you can attend class at 9. You can go online and just attend the 9 o'clock class. All the Zoom links are there. Again, it's one single Canvas site for all 3 sections. Okay, so you can go into any Zoom meeting you want. Hence the passwords on the front page. So all 3 of them are listed right here. And the links would be from the Zoom meetings on the left right here. So you should be able to go into any one of those. The only reason I created separate ones is so that I can keep track of all the recordings. All right, any questions so far? Course goals and learning outcomes. This course gives the non-EE student, which all of you are non-EE students. This is not for EE students. This class is only for non-EE students. So it will give the non-EE student an understanding of the fundamental principles of electrical engineering and circuits, and also aid in their preparation for the fundamentals of engineering examination. FE, the FE exam, is the first step to becoming a licensed professional engineer. So if you wish to get your PE license, the first step is passing the FE examination. And the material in 201, again, as I said, is specifically chosen by our departments for you to actually pass this exam. Course goals and learning outcomes are listed here. They are straight from the catalog. I cannot deviate from that. This is straight from the department catalog. Okay. Personally, I still have a lot more updated outcomes. But again, this is standard that we have to cover. Did I see a raised hand somewhere? Okay. All right. So syllabus. There was course information, access code purchase. Did everyone receive my message about the textbook, but not buying the textbook, right? Now, I use Pearson's Mastering Engineering for my classes, and I've been doing so for several years. There is an access code required to be purchased by every student. Now, when I was a student and I heard this on the first day of class, I'm not going to use those words, but it would tick me off, right? It's like, why do we need to purchase this? And one of the worst part was you would spend money and it would count only for like 10% of a grade or something. But I set homework as a massive 40% of your overall grade. Okay, there are lots of homework assignments to get through. Some of them are small, some of them are really long. But overall, it provides a much, much better learning experience than you would ever seen before. Okay. Every quarter when we have our evaluations, the first quarter I implemented this. This was several years ago. I was eagerly waiting because, again, it's a required purchase on top of everything that students have to pay. And so I was prepared to see, hey, this professor just wants to get out of grading, something like that. But I didn't have that kind of feedback. The overall tone of the feedback was, I was required to purchase this, so I kind of didn't like it, but it was worth it. Okay, that's always been a continuing theme that I've seen. So again, you will see as we go along, the homework that I've set up, the homework assignments I've set up, the course structure I've set up is kind of multi-level. So there are extra credit tutorials and videos that are built into the homework assignments. You do those videos and you do those tutorials and you will earn extra credit. There are advanced level topics in there, meaning topics that are beyond the scope of our time in class as well as time during the quarter. There are some students who wish to delve into the subject further. And for those students, again, there are some advanced level topics and problems in there. If you wish to spend the time to do so, and you will earn extra credit on those. When I say extra credit, let's say a homework is 20 points. And some homework assignments have more extra credit than others. So if it's a homework worth 20 points, there might be 3 to 5 points of extra credit in there. If you do those points, you get to keep what you earn, even above 100%. So if it's 20%, if it's a 20-point homework, you have absolutely no penalties in there, and you earn those 20 points plus your 3 or 4 points of extra credit, you would earn 23 out of 20, more than 100%. Everything is carried forward. So you have 23 points there towards the homework assignment, towards your overall grade. So your homework assignments are all totaled as one big chunk. I think it's about 447 points. And every quarter, I have at least 4 or 5 students who earn more than 447 points, more than 100%. So think of it this way. If it's 20-point homework, you lose 2 points or 3 points by an incorrect answer somewhere, and you do the extra credit tutorial, you still end up with 100%. So don't think of it an extra, but it's a point where it's a curve that is built in so that you don't lose any points. Any points that you lose, you can make up by doing extra credit. That goes true for every homework assignment. Okay. So again, homework is set as a massive 40% of your grade. Has anyone signed up for the access? I know the previous class students had signed up, and they told me that they will still be able to see at $52. So Pearson's codes are 65 or 70, and I had negotiated a lower price. I tried to go to like 40, but they would not go below 50. And so right now I think it's 52, but it's definitely not. If you buy the code directly from Pearson, it's 65 or 70. It's more than that. This one is still at 52. If you have any questions or any concerns, I would highly encourage you to get in touch with me as soon as class ends. Send me an email, stop by my office, and we can talk about it. But the access code is required purchase for this quarter. Okay. You have a week to decide, well, not exactly a week, but you have to decide by Thursday or Friday whether you want to continue or not. Okay, any questions? I'll wait until it sinks in. Yes. Everyone is different. The first one that's due this Friday shouldn't take longer than 15 minutes. Some of them are long. I mean, as we go along, they're going to get longer. Some of them are longer, some of them are short. Yeah. All right, assignments and grading. Course is split in 3 parts. First is homework, next is quiz or quizzes, and final exam. There are no midterms in my classes, okay? Everything is spread out throughout the week. There are weekly quizzes every Monday morning. Guess what day is today? Monday. How many of you feel like taking a quiz? Nah, kidding. We'll start next Monday. Okay, next Monday will be quiz 1. And as the quarter goes along, I believe we lose 2 Mondays. So MLK Day next week, that Monday is going to be on a Tuesday. So we won't lose that. But February, Washington's birthday, we lose a Monday there. So depending on how the class flows and depending on how many holidays we have, plus there's also the strike, which I didn't know the details, until recently. So we might lose again another Monday there. But I want to make sure that your learning does not suffer. Okay, I will ensure that your learning does not suffer. So depending on how the class goes, depending on the quarter, fall quarter is usually the longest. I typically go 9 quizzes in there, sometimes even 10. And spring and winter, it's between 7 and 9 quizzes. And if we do about 7 quizzes, that's equal to 2 midterms. Okay, each quiz is about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, not longer than 20. Not longer than 20. But every Monday morning, there will be a quiz. If you do decide to attend class online, you can submit the quiz online also. The only thing is cameras need to be on. There are some extra rules if you're going to take a quiz online. So we'll talk about that once I'm done with the homework. So all assignments, all homework assignments use the Mastering Engineering. The homework submission is actually split in 2. and mastering engineering is 30%, and scan and upload is 10%. Now, the assumption is that a normal homework assignment, you would take a pen and paper, or you would tablet and stylus, and you write out your problems and your answers, right? Now, if I just do Pearson, then what happens is some students, most students would do it diligently, but some students would just take the answers from somewhere and just enter it into the system. And so what I've done the last year and a half that I was teaching was split it up into two parts. 30% is the online system, 10% is the scan and upload, meaning you would actually do the work on paper, you would show me the work, you would scan it and upload it. As long as you show me the work that is done and I see it online, you get the full 10%. Okay. The end results are graded by Pearson online, but the scan and upload, as long as it's uploaded, you earn the full 10% towards your final grade. Now, there are due dates for every homework, but late homework is accepted. The only thing is, if you're late, then there's a deduction of 10% from your overall earned credit for every day that you're late for that homework assignment. Okay, so late homework is accepted. As long as you submit the work, you will still earn credit. Also, all problems in mastering engineering system have a maximum attempt limit of 30. So you get the full opportunity, full benefit until you get the answer correct. Every attempt that you make, you will lose 3%, which is right here. 30% max limit and 3% deduction for every attempt. Now, if you're trying to enter the answer for like 30 times, you would still end up with 10% of your earned credit. But obviously, if you enter the answer wrong 10 times, get in touch with me. Okay, don't go beyond that. It's better to get in touch with me as soon as possible. But again, everything is geared towards the benefit of the students. It's not just freebies. It's like if you submit the work and you do the work and you're learning while you're doing the work, so you benefit from the knowledge that you're acquiring as well as the grades. Okay, at the end of the quarter, if all 38 of you earn more than 100%, if you earn an A, I mean, if you submit the work and you earn an A, I have no problem giving every student an A. Okay, I'm not one of those professors who like, hey, I'm only going to give the top 5 students an A, and the rest are going to be like B's and C's or D's. If you earn over 90%, you earn an A, every student in the class gets an A. So again, homework counts for 40% of your overall grade. So if you do the homework, you are already at, if you do the homework, you do the quizzes, you're already at a B very easily. If you don't do the homework, it's very hard to even pass the class. So again, keep on top of your homework. Homework times can vary from 10 minutes to 60 minutes or longer. There are due dates that are built into the system, and due dates are typically like 3 days or 5 days once the topic has been covered in class. So homework assignments are all available right now. You could sit like for 2 days straight and complete everything right now if you want to. Okay, they are all available right now. Due dates and expiration dates are part and parcel of everyday life. Okay, if a homework takes 10 minutes to complete, I could set the deadline to be like, hey, class is from 10 to 11, get on it after 11 o'clock, and the deadline is 11:30. Right? If it only takes 10 minutes, why not? Well, why not? Because students have lives. You have other classes, you have family commitments, you might just want to chill and relax, you might have work, you might have lots of different things going on. Perhaps your laptop runs out of battery. Perhaps you need, you go to work and you won't be home until like 9 p.m. So deadlines and due dates take all of that into account. The point I'm trying to make is that do not wait until 11:30 at night to begin a homework that is due at midnight. The system goes into maintenance, internet goes out, power might go out, lots of things can go wrong. Every homework is due at midnight on its due date, so do not wait until 11:30 at night. Okay, you are given sufficient time by those 3 days to do a 10-minute assignment. And as I said, late homework is accepted. If you're late, you can still submit. Only thing you lose is 10% of the grade. But again, this is good advice to follow for basically your education and your professional careers. Deadlines and expiration dates are part and parcel of everyday life. You buy food, you buy milk, everything has an expiration date. So just the homework. Okay, that was the homework. Scan and upload is right here. Again, you need to scan your work and upload to Canvas as proof. As long as the uploads are done, you will earn the full 10%. Okay, very easy to earn those points. And let's go to quizzes. As I said, you have the option of taking the quiz online. The only thing that you cannot take online is the final exam. Okay, everything else in this class, you have the flexibility to choose how you want to learn. So quizzes also can be done online. The only thing is your cameras need to be on for proctoring purposes. They are not going to be recorded. Whether you take the quiz in person in class or whether you take it online, every student at the end of the quiz will scan and then upload that quiz to Canvas. Okay, like you've been doing during COVID times. So let's say we have a 15-minute quiz on Monday. So we start exactly at 10:10, 15 minutes, 10:25. Once you're done, 10:25, pencils down, stylus is down. And then the next 5 minutes from 10:25 to 10:30 is given not for work, for scanning and uploading to Canvas. So whether you do that in person or whether you do it online, and I'm sure there might be some kinks, but I would expect that every one of you is an expert by now at scanning and uploading. So you would take your smartphone, you would scan it and upload it online. And so 10:30, then we would begin our lecture for Monday. Yes. Yes, that's absolutely fine. So the question being asked was, if you're taking in person or whether online, doesn't matter, can we use a tablet and stylus? Absolutely, you can. Okay. So I will have blank sheets of paper to hand out during class. If you want to use your, well, actually, I would prefer if you don't use your own. I would just hand out blank pieces of paper in class. If you have a tablet and stylus, you can do so. Tablet and stylus. But again, everything goes online. And then I would strongly urge that each and every one of you read through all of this. Yes. Yes. For now, at the beginning of the quarter, just one side, the front side. As you go along, you'll have more material, and then you can, well, actually, no, because every quiz is just based on certain topics. And so it's just, the one side of a standard page. Good question. Question being asked was about equation sheets. So again, for quizzes, it's only one side of a standard letter size piece of paper. And again, you would scan that and also attach at the end. But for the final exam, it will be both sides of the paper. Yes. That's a very good question. The question being asked is, can we have the equation sheet on our on our tablets? Actually, I haven't been asked that question ever before. So that's a very good question. I guess it would be fine. For now, consider that to be a tentative yes. If you have the equation sheet on your tablet, it's absolutely fine. One issue I can think of is if you're writing and you need to refer to your sheet, then you'd have to actually try going back and forth if you only have one screen. So it might be better to just print it out. But for now, consider it to be a tentative yes. All right. Was there a second part to your question? Yeah, no practice problems or solved problems. But again, methods, methodologies is all fine. Now, my syllabus reads more like a legal agreement. There's a specific reason for that. is because in the past, over several years of experience, if we don't have it in here, students, one or two students come in and then say, hey, why is this mark incorrect? Why is it not like this? Why is it that? And so that's the reason why we have to cover each and every base. One of the questions asked is, hey, I did this correctly. Why do I not get full credit? Well, it's because you did not use the method that was asked. So as an example, you're learning something, right? You're learning on a particular topic. You can solve a problem with multiple approaches. There might be 3 or 4 different approaches to try to solve that problem. But we are required you to teach certain methods. Then we need to assess your knowledge of those methods. So if a question asks you to solve a particular problem using a specific method, you have to show that you know how to use that method. Otherwise, I cannot assess it. Does that make sense, right? So if you use a different method, you might get the right answer, but I have no way of assessing whether you know a specific method or not. And so this was several years ago. I did not have it in my syllabus. And so then I cannot go back and say, hey, this is a rule that was established. The student came back and said, you never established this. You never told us about this. And then it keeps getting bloated because all the rules need to be covered. So if I do an online quiz, again, from the time of COVID, those are rules that are there for the online quiz. There are rules for the homework. And that's why it gets bloated. Let's see. What else? Any other questions? Are we falling asleep yet? It doesn't offend me, by the way. If you want to sleep in class, that's fine. I know it's too cold to sleep outside. Oh, by the way, again, as I said, I'm completely flexible. You can walk in and out of the classroom anytime you want. You can attend class for 10 minutes and you feel like, you may be slack or sleepy or you have somewhere to go. You don't need to ask my permission for anything. You don't need to clear it with me. You can walk in and out anytime you want. Okay. It doesn't offend me. You can eat and drink. It's fine with me. The classroom rules are governed by Cal Poly. Drinks, I would only strongly suggest or recommend that you do not keep on the table, because if it falls on your electronics, even a tiny drop going inside the charging port, and you're done. Your device is toast. Literally. I mean, microchips and water, or electronics and water, liquids do not mix. Sometimes it happens. You spill coffee on a keyboard, it might be fine. But again, if it falls through the crack, then you're done. Your electronic devices are done. So you might want to keep it on the floor. That's my strong recommendation. Like I do on the floor. If you're eating, that's absolutely fine with me. Just don't make noise. If you have a bag of chips, feel free to share with me. I'm always hungry in class. Don't make a mess. Okay, don't make a mess. There are rules. Every time we reserve the classroom, there are rules that we need to, clear with Cal Poly, with the administration, the facilities. So again, if you can eat and drink on a personal level, it does not offend me, but don't leave a mess in here, because otherwise I would have to answer for that. So if somebody spills a liquid on here, I'm going to hear about it. So why did I permit this? Anyway, let's see. Lecture videos are posted online. It's a private channel on YouTube. Actually, I think I made it public, but again, without the link, nobody's going to be able to find it anyway. So there are links directly here. You can attend any of the 3 sections. They're all going to be the same. There'll be some minor differences sometimes, but again, for the most part, if you want to attend any of the 3 sections, it's fine. You can check out any of the other videos also for the sections. If you can make it to class at 10 a.m. in the morning, you want a 10, 11 o'clock class, that's fine. Again, you don't have to clear it with me. Same thing goes for the lecture videos. Quizzes, we covered quizzes. Class notebook, slides are always already on there. Final exam, information is already on there. Your exam is on a Wednesday from 10 to 1. It will be right here in this classroom. There are 4 options for you to take the exam. You can take the exam Wednesday, 7 o'clock in the morning, if you wish, or you can take it on Friday, 10 o'clock if you wish, or the preceding Saturday, which is the Saturday right after the last week of class. Some students like to get this class done and out of the way. And so if you wish to do that, you have the option of taking it on Saturday also. So again, go through everything. Final exams are not for another 10 weeks. So go through the entire description and the options that are available to you, and then you decide what works best for you. Late exams are not permitted. So late homework is accepted, late quizzes also I can do if you notify me in advance. So quizzes again appear as questions over here. So if you notify me in advance that you're going to be out of town, or well, if you wake up in the morning, obviously you cannot notify me in advance if you're going to be sick or not. But if you wake up in the morning, you don't feel good, send me a message and notify me as soon as possible so we can make other arrangements for late quiz. Late exams are governed by Cal Poly's academic policies. So if, let's say, you get into an emergency, and I've had students who have had medical emergencies and family emergencies. They had to fly out, the morning of the day of the exam. There's medical emergencies. They couldn't make it in. And so then we work with the registrar's office and we give students an incomplete. They come back later and they complete the coursework. Okay. So again, late exams are not permitted except as governed by Cal Poly's academic policies. Let's see. Oh, everything in this class can be done online except for the final exam. Lectures, homework, quizzes, everything except for the final exam. And everything is mandatory in this class. Okay, nothing is optional. So let's see here. Homework 40%, quizzes 40%, final exam 20%. 40, 40, 20. Right? 40, 40, 20. Everything is kind of distributed. If you do the homework assignments and you submit your homework on time, it's easy to earn a good grade. Conversely, it's very hard to earn a good grade if you don't do your homework. Same thing with the quizzes. 40% of your overall grade. It's kind of about 2 midterms. Final exams 20%. Then one final thing I want to do is the optional instructor evaluation. Oh, extra credit that I've built into the course, it all counts towards the end. So it's not, there's no maximum limit. Meaning if you earn more than 100%, you get to keep all of those points. So if you earn more than 100% in your homework and you lose some points in your quiz or final exam, those extra credit from the homework will count towards your final grade. Again, as I said, it's to the benefit of the students. Make sure that it's worth it for the students. Okay, so if you do the work, if you do the extra work, you can use those points to offset any losses in the final exam and the quizzes. Instructor evaluations, just bear with me. There are official evaluations that you do at the end of the quarter. It's extra work, and so I award a little bit of extra credit in terms of the participation rate. There are 38 students in the class. If all 38 of you fill out or submit the evaluations, then obviously we can't see who filled out the evaluations. It's the only thing we see is 38 out of 38 filled out the evaluations. That's 100% response rate. Every student in the class receives 1 extra point applied directly towards their final grade. If you end up with an 89 in the class, that 1% pushes you up to 90. From a B plus, it pushes you up to A minus. If it's 19 of 38, 50%, 0.5 points towards your final grade. Make sense? So again, we don't know who participated or not. Regardless of participation, every student earns that extra credit. So I'd encourage each and every one of you to do so. There are unofficial evaluations. Just one final thing. The unofficial evaluations are for, well, it's for my benefit and your benefit. It's kind of like a middleman between you and me. Okay. It's due at the end of every week on a Saturday, midnight, Saturday. So you take the class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. By the Saturday of that week, by the Saturday of this week, you let me know how I'm doing. Okay. You can write what works for you, what is not working for you. You can write you suck on there. but let me know why I suck so I can do a course correction if something's not working for you. Okay. Again, this is simply a Google form. There's no personal information that is collected. There's no place to submit a personal information. It's simply the standard questions that you see in the official evaluations. And this can be done every week. Okay. Again, so it's 9 weeks times 38 students. I will average it out. And in return, you get a maximum of 2%. So again, total of 3 percentage points towards your overall grade. I'll make sure that you learn and make sure it's worth your while. If you do all the work, make sure you get an A. All right, thank you very much. And we'll pick up on Wednesday. If you have any questions, I'm here.